All right, a couple of things. First of all, I'm very well aware of whose show this is and how I get on it. And if you want to stop me from talking, you all know all the ways to do it. So when you ask me a question,
we're saying we let you
I'm going to answer the question, okay? Just like Baker Mayfield did. And if we have a comprehension issue, as you suggested, that I somehow, which, by the way, I never do that. I never say you're capable or incapable of comprehending the issue. But the hug is what Baker Mayfield, or the lack of a hug, is answering for. That's why the question is being asked. And
but we disagree with that, Will.
Hold on. And what he's saying is it offends his competitive nature for you to be in our locker room, to sell us on your vision, and then to go across the go across the other sidelines.
But Will,
hold on, Max, I swear to God, man.
You made this point 5 times. How do you
Max,
answer this?
Of all the people to admit about repeating
you and
themselves.
I are on the same side of this issue. Calm down. How do you answer to the fact that everyone keeps bringing up that he was fired? So when you say it offends Baker's competitive nature, he didn't have a choice to not be in the locker room anymore. That's the question.
Let's let Will finish his full thought here. Will, till you're done, go for it.
I don't care how Hugh's not there anymore. He crosses the sideline to work for free. For free with a competitor. Baker is not, despite how Damien started with this, dictating Hugh's job prospects. He's not telling him where he can and cannot work. He's doing something very simple. He's telling you, I don't like it as a competitor. There's no hate. There's nothing. I don't like it. And to that, Damien feels like he needs to grow up. That's where we start. I tell you, he doesn't need to grow up. He's doing it just right.
Well, can I ask you a question, Will?
Yeah.
What would you suggest Hue Jackson, or whether I'm assuming since you're aligned with Baker Mayfield's thinking in this regard, what do you assume Hue Jackson should have done?
Okay,
would
two
have been
things.
the right thing to do.
Here, you know what's funny? You're taking this from Hugh's side of the equation. I'm taking it from Baker's.
But I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question, man.
I'm telling you, Baker is free to feel. Max said this as well in different words. Baker's free to feel however he wants about Hugh's choices. I don't think Hue, by the way, was in some boxed corner 2 weeks after getting fired, 1 week doing a press tour, that he only had one job available to him, and it was to be for free.
I got another question for you, Will. I got another question for you, Will.
People were lined up for
Will. I got it. Hey, Will Cain.
Yeah.
If you were a football executive on any level, would you hire a man that just had a 336-1 record?
I would not.
Thank you.
What are you telling me?
Thank you. I'm just saying.
He had to take this job?
No one would.
So you're saying, what you're telling me is, given time, Hue, his only opportunity was this one.
Will,
given time.
That's not true. I have a question. I have a
true.
genuine question for you. It's not rhetorical. I'd like to hear your answer, because you and I both kind of side with Baker here for what it's worth. Do you think that Baker was, in fact, feeling competitive and angry toward Hue because he was with the Bengals? Or do you think it's independent? I believe it's independent of the Bengals. I think he felt he was kept down by Hue Jackson, doesn't like him, and this is just an excuse to express that.
I think it's symbolic, Max. I think he felt like Hue was fake. Hue sold them on a fake vision, held him back, and then crossed the sidelines. I think it's wrapped up in both. By the way, this whole thing about Hue not getting other jobs, Stephen A., everybody in the NFL gets multiple jobs. Everybody. I heard you earlier, you guys talk about the concept of, you know what privilege is?
I
heard Stephen A.
Lens of privilege.
That is not true.
Everybody does not get a job and have jobs lined up for them.
I find this hilarious.
Will, you know
Molly,
that.
I heard you earlier. I heard Stephen. I find that hilarious. The concept of privilege. You're talking about privilege in an industry where everybody gets 4 go-arounds and gets $4 million to sit on the sidelines. And you're trying to sell me that Hue was boxed into a corner here. He was going to make $4 million next year to do nothing. And yet he is the one suffering from some mysterious privilege out there. That's the definition of privilege.
No, wait. That's not what people are saying. What people are saying is that some feel and have been conditioned to feel that they will get more opportunities than others.
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about.
You know what privilege is? Comparing yourself amongst others that also make $4 million a year. My $4 million doesn't go as far as your $4 million.
Yeah,
please.
by the way, but that may be part of it.
No,
But
it's
the
just
dollar,
seeing life
but Will
through a
can't. But
different
Will
lens.
can't. Well, listen, Will's
This is
just
privilege.
trying
You
to
don't
be a
even know what
contrarian.
privilege is anymore.
Will, you got exposed. You're just trying to be a contrarian because you know good and damn well. This ain't about the money. The fact of the matter is, it's a legitimate argument that could could be made that Hue Jackson would have never been a head coach again. Damn sure wouldn't have even been an offensive coordinator
He's
again.
not either of those
The
things.
opportunity was available. We understand that because we know it was a slim to zero chance after a record like that that was going to happen. That is a fact. Any NFL person would tell you that.
Well, he's not a head coach now, Stephen A.
I
He's not
said
an offensive
NFL,
coordinator
I said
now.
head coach or offensive coordinator.
He's not
Did
an
you not
offensive
hear that
coordinator
last ball?
now. He's special assistant to the coach right now.
Exactly. So the point is because you positioned yourself because it's the Cincinnati Bengals organization that we're talking about who he has a relationship with along with his friend Marvin Lewis, who should have been out of the head coaching job years ago.
You continue to confuse one thing, by the way. I refuse to view Hue as some victim in this scenario, but you continue to confuse one thing. It's not about Hue. No one's dictating what Hue should or shouldn't or can and cannot do. It's about how Baker views his former coach. And Damien said, because this all started with Damien here, that Baker needs to grow up. I think Baker views his former head coach the right way and as a competitor.
Well,
You're wrong.
How Hue experiences that. The idea that there's no such thing as privilege, clearly there is. But furthermore, even if you're right on the details, even if you're right on the details of this case, even if you're right that he would have gotten another job, what we're talking about is his own experience in his life and the way he is conditioned to feel about his potential future opportunities. So when Molly brings up privilege, that's what she's talking about. Not that he won't get the rest of this contract. He will get paid on the rest of this contract. It's that he may never get another chance to have another contract. If that's how he feels, or that his chances are diminished based on things other than merit, which in Hue Jackson's case, I get it. But that even speaks more to taking the opportunity, any opportunity that's there when it presents itself.
The only thing I have to say is this. We should have a separate show on talking to Will about the existence of entitlements because clearly he doesn't understand. Some people
You know what you could do? You know
some people don't.
You could
and
do?
that is not a conversation you'd want to get into it with me about.
You know what, Stephen A.? You might do this. Maybe you could impanel a group of 4 people to debate me all at once and see if you could win. Or you could try to take me on one-on-one.
Well,
or
first of all,
you can
I don't
do
have
it
to do
however
either
you want.
because
I'm
I've waxed your behind
at your
enough on
disposal,
enough
Stephen A.
occasions.
I'm here.
One-on-one. I don't
Hey,
need
Stephen
any
A.
help
I'm here
dealing
at your
with you.
invitation.
You must be crazy.
As always.
Please, you just learned in sports. Step back.
All right, guys. Will, appreciate you. Always get the debate going, my man. That's what it is.
Appreciate you. Bye. Have a
We'll
nice
talk
day.
soon.